I'm really nervous. Is it gonna fit, guys? Is it gonna fit? Problem is, it's too high, as you can see. Oh my. Well, actually, I gotta remove that. So, I can push that down, see? I can do that. So it does fit. So we've got plenty of room here. We're on this. Oh, and again, I have to do the final adjustments for everything, guys. So I have to push that down a little bit. Oh my gosh, get in there. So, there we go. So, yeah, if I have to constantly do that, then raise it up, lower it to put it in here. I am concerned that the ridges will wear out in time if I constantly, bend it and rotate it 17 times, a day. It's gonna wear out. See, I can already see some of the paint. Obviously, you do that, but in order to get it in here, because the racks, the way they're positioned, and it doesn't matter if I change it from one to the next, they're all going to be equivalently the same size. But I don't have the need for this string, the gas string trimmer, so I actually have an empty rack. I'm trying to remember what was, oh, there was a pole saw in there earlier. So I actually have an emptier rack. So this one can be positioned because I'll have the clearance. By the way, guys, when I measured, I saw the specs online, and it said 5 inches was the gap. My concern was the handlebars are gonna get too close. So just so you know, from the center of the rod, looks like 6.5 inches from the rod. Center of the rod to your, well, at least from the Defender racks anyway. So as you can see, I have some clearance there. I mean, not much, maybe 1/2 inch of clearance. The height I was concerned about, but I knew I could rotate it down, but I was just, I mean, this is gonna wear out in time, don't you think, guys? I mean, I don't have it really too super tight, but it's enough to hold it. And I don't think I want it, maybe, I don't know my comfort zone yet. But anyway, it does fit. Again, from the center out, sorry. So from the center out, it's 6.5 inches from at least this equipment rack. So to actually, 5 inches like they said, 5.5 inches, the whole bar. And of course, you can float that, right? We know that. We can float that, up to here anyway. So, I don't know if that's going to benefit me or not. I'll just have to kind of play with it. But yeah, there's my my battery-powered still equipment rack. The gas trimmer is going to go bye-bye. I'm going to clean that up and sell it. There's a brand new, I didn't even do a review on it. I haven't even used it yet. And I'm not going to put this, obviously, on the heads articulating. No, so we're not going to do that, obviously. So, but so that's battery, and battery. So I'll give you, of course, the blower still gas. And I'm not, well, I'm sold on the battery equipment. I know in this particular one, the CFMs and the airspeed is the same as the Stihl 249. Is it 249? I can't remember. Anyway, so that's the handheld. Sorry, I'm trying to do one thing one-handed here. I apologize. There we go. So my concern, and the only concern, is not the CFMs or airspeed or any of that stuff. It's just eating up the batteries. That's the most expensive part about going through battery operations. It's really not the equipment. They're really on par. They're absolutely on par with the gas counterparts. So this weed eater and FXX 111 RX, and I'll do a review too, but RX compared to the FSA one, where am I at here? It's on the other side. Okay, trust me. FSA 135 is the, anyway, so FSA 135R is the string counterpart. They had mentioned this, and it's absolutely, you know, just on par with the gas. I just don't have the emissions. I don't have the loudness. I just have to have the battery. See, again, AP300S. AP300S. This one has a battery in it too. Yeah, I can't remember what I bought. It's probably AP300. I don't need, this thing's got like 122 minutes of runtime. Same thing as this one. You know, it's a long time on a 300, so you actually can go lighter. You can probably go to a 100 and get like 67 minutes of runtime, but and I may individually just go ahead and buy the 100 for this guy and just leave it in there, so it'd be like an emergency battery, if you will. But I'm all into the battery now, so I've got three 300s, two 300Ss, which is your longest capacity. So the expense is now over, so I'm happy with that. Other than I may buy one more battery for that guy right there, and kind of as your emergency, because the 100 is not going to last. It's going to give me what, 12 minutes of string time edging, or you know, the edging itself. So anyway, so I'll kind of give you. Again, I'm not kind of going off on a tangent here, but I'm not there with the battery blower only because it eats up more battery. So gas is there, so I don't know, maybe down the road I may eventually. I want to be quiet, but I probably will down the road. I probably have to buy just 2 more batteries of the 300s, and that's $500 in batteries just for a blower. And a blower is cheap enough. It's $250. But its runtime on the 300S is 21 minutes. Now, I don't know. I'll have to kind of count as I blow properties. I mean, does each property maybe worth 3 minutes? I mean, obviously, length, you know, depends on the property, how much you're blowing. But I don't know that I'm actually blowing 3 to 4 minutes per property. If I'm doing 17 properties, you know, I need 2 batteries, right? We know that. There's $500 right there in a blower. And that's the only thing it's stopping me from buying the battery blower, is because it just eats up. You have no idea how much battery and gas, you know, that you need just to blow air. It's a lot, but I don't know. We'll see. And I don't really have any hedge jobs yet to give a review. But this I had, in fact, I still have it. The counterpart to this, so I'm very happy with the 135 platform of steel. That's your professional line. So if you guys have any comments or want me to kind of do an in-depth review, and I'll eventually get to it, guys. I'm sorry, I just did this one today, the edger, and by the way, Stihl is the only manufacturer right now today anyway that has a standalone edger. This is not a combi system. I just can't do a combi system. For a homeowner, okay, I get it. The cost is just not there on the combi system. I'd rather do standalones. I don't have to do the coupler thing all the time. And where am I going to put it? Anyway, where am I going to put all the attachments? I already have all that. I don't have a combi system, but I have what I need, and there's no real reason. I would only buy the edger and the trimmer. I wouldn't buy that blower. That looks ridiculous. That little pointy long thing. I would never do that anyway. So I would have to buy this, and this. There's the 3 main equipments that I would buy. The equipment for this one, if you had the combi system, just this head is $285, plus the power head of this. By the way, you guys know this is the same power head, same motor for all three. It's the exact same motor. The exact same motor. They didn't change it. So if I ever get in a pinch, I'll just uninstall that and install that. Right? It's the same motor. Just change your heads out. Curve shaft, I don't know. I don't know what they have, but it's probably the same. We know it's the same motor. You guys know that, right? So if I had bought a combi system and my motor goes out, I am screwed. At least this way, I can change just the heads. It's the same motor. I know that for a fact because I talked to the steel guy. It's the same motor. The what do they call it? The circuit board inside delivers the power on demand, so it knows, to get stronger or not. So whether I'm weed eating or stick edging or articulating hedge trimmer, it's the same motor. So it all is going to change based on the head that you put in it. It will deliver the power. So if I ever get commercial properties where I need longer run times, then I'll get the backpack, do the umbilical cord attached to it, and that way I don't have to go through all these different batteries. So if I'm on a commercial property that they got sidewalks forever, we all know that, we've done those before. Hell, I've done it before. I ran out of gas because it was so long. Well, yeah, I'm definitely going to need a backpack battery. Right now, I'm not going to do the backpack battery because I'm not doing those properties. Probably won't either because I'm just a solo guy, and some of these things can eat up some time. I can do better benefit by residential. It's quick, it's easy, it's 15-20 minutes every time I do it, and that's why I can do 17 in a day. So anyway, you guys seen my lawn care setup, so go look at that. It's all in the in my videos. Go take a look at it, guys. Anyway, so it does fit. This was I'm sorry, I got off on tangents again, but this was a review of the Darwin Grip 5.0. It does fit the Trailer Racks Pro Series. You see the gap in between it, right? It's kind of bent up a little bit. I don't know what that is, but it does fit it. I am concerned because I'm going to have to move this up and down. On this one, I'm going to remove that one, so I might actually have an empty slot, but this one I'm going to go through a lot, so I am concerned how much wear time I'm going to get out of that. And honestly, I just have to replace the whole bar, right? Have to buy a new one, or I guess I can put tape around to get it some more secured, but we know how that is down the road. So that's my only concern with that, is with the racks like this. I mean, you guys have different racks, I'm sure it might be fine, but I do have to lower this, to make it fit. But again, I haven't found my comfort zone yet. We'll see. Maybe I don't have to, but I think I'm going to have to. But anyway, we'll see. All right, guys, Jim at Cityscapes Lawn Care. Peace out, brothers.